So I'm going to start a new project. Also the empty activity one, just like we did last time. I'll call it my calculator and finish. Still building first. So first, normally we start by building our interface. Okay. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to put here the system Y, so it looks just like the same screen that it will show on the emulator. Okay. Normally we try to put the components here, and every time we put the component, we already put the constraints. Okay, it's not the best way for you to do it. It's not good for you to like put everything and then put the constraints. Okay, if you end up putting a lot of components here, and you want to put the components, you have this little button here, this magic wand button, that will put the constraint automatic for you for everything. Okay. Just know that they will put. Just think about this screen. So this put this. It will not behave the way that you want on multiple type of screens. Okay. But you have that if you need. Okay. You have this magic one. And you also have this one right besides that if you want to clear all the constraints and you want to redo the constraints. Okay, you have these two buttons that can help you out. Also, one other thing that you have this default margins. Why you have that? It's not a good practice for you to have components that you can touch on the edge of your interface. Why is that? Because you may end up the user touching and the touch don't get received. Okay, the sensors, the touchscreen sensors back on the edge normally are not very good. If you see most applications, they don't have buttons like right on the edge. That's why, because normally you end up because maybe the finger will be on the top. Maybe they have like some case that doesn't allow them to touch that part. So it's not a good practice for you to do it. So sometimes you put margins. For example, put a margin of 8. Okay. But anyway, let's start. So I'm going to build my interface here. So I can put a constraint to the left and to the right and to the top. We can also change the text appearance. We have some common attributes for the appearance of the text. Okay, you have per build one text appearance, For example, for body, displays, large, small, medium. But you can also change the font. We have some fonts, and you can input your own fonts. People that normally like design a lot, they normally like to have a custom font on the application. Okay. Also the typeface, if sans serif, no serif, monospace, the size, if you want some space, the alignment, bold or not bold, stuff like that. Okay. I'm going to change here to be a large. Well, so it becomes a little bit large. Also, one thing about it, we have been typing here the text, hard coding the text here, okay? But that's not a good practice. I talked about last class that we should have the text on the string file, not here. Because then when we change the text, we could change for other language easier, okay? And also this gives us, if we see here, a warning, okay? Here on our component. Why we have the warning? Because it's asking us to put the text on the string file, okay? We have two ways of putting the text on the string file, okay? I'll show you both ways, okay? First one, you could click here on the warning, and it already says the error, the warning, and how to fix it. So you could use this fix button. But first, before I fix the button, let's put the text I want. Calculator. And then I'm going to fix. And it's going to extract it from here and put this content on the string file. Okay? So you press here OK. And now here we say the text is add string, add calculator. What this means? That this content comes from here. On the resource folder, the values you have a string file. We can see now it has on the string file here calculator. So by this attribute here calculator, we get this content here calculator. Okay? We could also do the opposite. We could define here a string with the name num1 and number first number, for example. So put on the resource. Now back on the activity, we could now put, I'm going to put a number. Let's put a decimal one. Put a constraint to the top, put also in the middle, put one to the left, and one to the right. Yes? What part? Where I did here? Okay. This I just create attribute on the string file that has this content first number. So I can catch on there. So all my text of my application is here. It's concentrated here. Why is that? Because you have here open editor. We could then translate it to other languages. Okay? So we could, like, for example, add new locals. That way we have a lot of versions of the same file, but on different locality. Because even we can have, for example, the same language, they may be different. For example, normally I speak Portuguese, but it's different than Portuguese from Portugal. Also, normally English from British is different than English from United States, and so on. So normally we try to set the local. Okay.
In the file value strings XML, all these kinds of all these kinds, do they recognize whether they are text view or edit text?
No, this doesn't care if they are from edit text or text view. This is just text.
They're just names.
Just names.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
In our file, as you can see here, I have text views buttons and plain text buttons and text view. But here in the screen XML, we have the name of our application.
Because you didn't put there, you could put there just like it is. For example, it was this number one. Oh, right, so you have this plus.
Yes.
Yes. And for the text. Like how to fix it, but you could put the information here and get it from there. You need to do it. It's not automatic.
Using this fix here.
Yes. So if you press this fix, it you put on the sync file. Okay, I press OK. Now go to the sync file. See?
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, if you do it that way, it could be automatic. Okay. So now I want to put under the text, have this information first number here. So here I don't want to use the text because text probably will be bad because the user will need to delete all the information. So I want to use the hint. So I have here a hint attribute. Okay, and you have this little, I don't know, it's not a circle or capsule, something kind of like that, right beside, like a little button. If I press there, I have all the definition of strings that I could use. The ones that are defined on my string file, for example, the app name, calculate, and num1, that is the first number, and all that's defined on the library of Android. Okay, so for example, if you want OK, you already have defined it here. Okay, if you want no, also you already have. Okay, this is good because sometimes on other languages, OK will be not OK, will be something else. So I could use select here num1, press OK, and it appears first number that I defined there on the string file. Yes. What? I have selected, I have created here this num1 on the string file. Okay. Okay. So I have the put this line on the swing file. Then on the activity, I selected this and selected here on the hint. Okay?
And it's text view?
No, it's a edit text. A number edit text. It's this one here.
Yes, I found it.
Okay. Yes.
Show me what you choose
Well, I choose when.
for Inter.
Inter. Hint, swing number one. The one that I defined here. Since I defined here the swing number one, okay, I select it here by pressing this button here. So I press here, this button, so I can select from the list. And I select this one. Yes?
We can fix, let's say, I should pick a resource, but then navigate this text.
Yeah, because it says, if you read here, no people text present. Because they say you want to speak on text for a person to talk about it, to say for screen readers to know what this field is about. So we need a source on the screen file to say, oh, this you should put the number one or stuff like that. That's why it says going to pick up resource. So you need to define on the resource in the screen, and then you could select the other.
So that should write the code versions.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I don't know why, because the computer is kind of like here, because it should have.
It's fixed and added.
Wow.
Added is like block
Yeah, I don't know, something with the version or the way they spell it, it's not like.
This is the latest version in the general.
Oh, so you need to see the how you can find the fix. Because it's not appealing here. Yeah, probably not. See, so finger source. So you need to put a name here and then you press OK. And now we're going to do the same thing for the second edit text. Okay? You're going to go to swing file, define a new swing, num2, second number, save it, and then here I'm going to pick up another number. And I put the constraint so it has the same left and the same right as the first one. So be easier for us. And then I put the hint of num2. So I have the second num. I did put here another line for you have the second number as string, okay? Then I go back here and choose this edit text number decimal, put here on the screen.
This one.
Decimal, yes. decimal, number decimal. And then I put the constraints for it. Okay. And then latest I put the hint here to select the num2. Pressing here on the little button that has here, and I select the num2 that we define on the string file. Hint, that good, and then you have this little button. Normally, if you don't select it, it's all black, not white. Yeah.
Okay.
Normally it's kind of like this, not kind of like this, when you don't select. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I have the one event, so we will fix it together. All about.
After I fix the ears, I choose the here and then we give the one
Yeah, it's like when you press start typing. Normally, if you ask for a name, normally you already send them. Oh, your name is this, and you also complete with some from the past. That's the idea. But in your case, we don't need. No, you don't have hint. You have text. You have text. Yes, the one they're already using. Because I already put here the text here. The plus sign, the minus sign, this is the text. Here for me, I have some errors. Sometimes this error depends on the version of Android Studio. Okay? For me, one is that the height of my D text, they say small, even though I use the one that comes from the library, they say it's too small. So in my case, I'm going to fix it. So it goes a little bit bigger. Also is asking me to use the autofill. Why is that autofill? Because sometimes, for example, you are asking for the email of the user. Probably this user already filled this email many times on other applications, on forums on the internet, and the information about his email is already saved. So you could start type, for example, my email, mark something. I start type email, I already sent some hints for him on the keyboard to autocomplete. Okay, that's the main idea. In our case here of our application, it's numbers. So we don't want to have autofills. So we're going to fix it to set important autofills to no. Also is asking about the color contrast. Also the same thing about the one before. It should already have this fixed. So I set text color hint to this number here. So this one goes away. And I also had the same thing about the second in the text. Okay? I will set the autofill to important no. And change the colorator to fix it. So, no more warnings there. Now I want to put the buttons for operation buttons, plus, minus, multiplication, division. I have shown you today and yesterday about the console layout. The console layout asks us to do what? Every time you put a component, you put constraints saying how we are going to position the view on our screen. We have other types of containers, of layouts. One of them is the linear layout. I'm going to put here the linear layout inside the console layout. Okay, I'm going to drag it up here. Okay. So I put the linear layout here. What's the idea of the linear layout? It's kind of like a container. It's a layout for other views. Okay, I'm going to need to put constraint to it. So I put a constraint here. The top of it to the bottom, to the left and to the right. And going to put a little bit more between him and the second one. And I can also put width and height. If I put 0 dp as height, as width, it gets from the constraints. So I don't need to care about the width, okay? But let's put some margin here. So it will adapt according to the constraint that I have put here. But I could also put a height here, okay? So in my case, let's put 150. Nothing's too big. 100. 70. Okay, 70 I think is fine. So I put here the height that I wanted. Okay, so I just ask for the size of it. This linear layout is something about that's kind of like cool and easier for you to use is what? Now I'm going to put the buttons inside this linear layout. Let me just So I'm going to put my button side. So I'm going to drag and drop and put inside this linear layout. So I put one button, it fills the whole linear layout. If I put the second one inside of it, it will divide the screen between the two buttons. If I put the third one, it will divide between them, and if I put the fourth one, it will divide between the four buttons. So sometimes it's easier for you to build screens with the linear layout. It kind of like you fix a space and you keep divided between the components that you want. Okay? So this is the linear layout. I have used the horizontal one because you use one right beside the other, but you have also the vertical one. Okay? I'll change a little bit to be 42. Okay. Also the height, I could have here 0 dp to match the constraints. Another option is wrap content. What does mean wrap content? Should be the minimum size that could fit the content that's inside. In this case, the height of the buttons. Since the height of the buttons something that comes from the company itself, it has the minimum size to fit it. Okay? You could put that as the height.
Excuse me. So if we choose wrap content, the button will stretch to the bound of the.
No, the opposite. The linear layout, we have the size that the minimum size to fit the button.
Oh.
So the button is bigger, the linear layout also will be bigger.
It's like one button change and
The linear layout also will change.
and other buttons will also change. No.
Only if they have the same setting. And now we want to customize the buttons. So we're going to define the text on the swing file. So swing name plus is just the sign plus minus mode div. Okay, so I have the 4 operations here on the string file. Yes. Yeah, because if you put this instead of text to put on the hint, that will be hint. Because normally you read the hint H. Yes. Yeah. That's right. Then we'll go up. Yeah. Okay. That's okay.
And this. Oh, okay. So I have to make a correspondence between this activity main XML and the string.
Yes. All the text should be on the string XML.
So the thing is constructed line, the relationship between the two.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say that. Yeah, it's important some stuff. Yeah. Yeah. It'll take some time. So we have the 4 strings for the buttons. Now we want to put them on the buttons here. So I'm going to get the first button, text, select it here, plus, second one, select it here, minus. If I don't like to select, I could also type it here. Instead of selecting, I could type add string, and also have the autocomplete here. So I could, for example, multiplication, select it here, mult. Okay, so I have these two ways of doing. So and diff. I have some warnings about the buttons. Okay. They want my button to be borderless. Okay. Okay, I'll put them borderless. It's because it's not on the swing file.
After I change this, this it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't need a hint. It just needs on this shoot because it will not have text, so we have a hint.
So if you have that stuff, you need to
No, just
change
the text. Yeah. Yeah, because it is selected here. The height should be. No, this is on the bottom. See, have 90.
Yes.
You need to have it back home.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So you have your one. The calculate Excel its own hard code. It should be on the same file. So here you have it. Yeah, so that's the text here to be. Oh, here, you have the concept to the left, to the right, you don't have constraint for that example. So let's change the width to be 0 to 2. Also, now says the first time it's too small. All if you don't want that. Okay. Yeah, potential. Then the string find the file of the text and you can use in many different types of places. Yeah, that as if text.
Okay, and the bottom, where's the bottom? The bottom is the background color.
This the style here change to be border. Yes. Yeah, because normally it changes the attribute and it becomes borders. And now we want to put the result. In my case, I'll put a text view, since the user will not input any information about the numbers. So I put here a text view. I put a constraint to the left and to the right, so always on the middle of my screen, and some space between that and the bottom of the buttons. I'll change also the style to be medium. And the text I'm going to put result will be result 2 dots. Then I'll put result 2 dots and the number. Now here on the text view, instead of text, I'm going to put string result. Now I think I'm satisfied with my interface. Now we move into the code. Okay? To put the behavior on our application. First thing, what do I need to do? In order to get the information and change attributes from the interface on the XML, on the Java code, I need the ID of each component that I want to use. So let's set that to make everything okay. So the first ID text is called DIT text number decimal. I think it's not a good name, so I'm going to put first number edit text as my ID. When I press enter, you ask for me to refactor, and I'm going to say refactor it. Okay. So when I press enter from here, it's going to ask for me to refactor, and I'm going to say to refactor. And I'm going to do the exactly same thing for the second number with the idea second number edit text. Change the ID here, press enter, and refactor. Okay. Now I need for the 4 buttons also the ID. I'll call it plus button minus button. It's always a good practice for you to put meaningful names on all the IDs, so you don't get confused when you're coding. To not know, what's number 2, button 3, what's button 4, and so on. So it's always good to have something that reminds you what the functionality of it. In this case, my minus button. This one for multiplication, so I'll call it mult button. And the division button. I also need one ID for the result, since the operation is going to change the result. So I'm going to also change to result text view. Press enter and refactor. This title here of the calculator, I will not care for the ID. Why is that? Because I will not use on the code, so I will not care about it. And now we move into our code.
question is
Yes.
the result, you need to type it manually or we have to fix in screens on XML.
You could use both. For the swing, you could type on the text and swag to put on the swing, or put on the swing and then put on your text. And also we have the main activity that has on the crate, that you set the content view, that you see yesterday, that pick up all the stuff from the XML that we just created and create all the components. Now we are going to get the components that we need to make the interaction. Okay? So we need one, edit text. So just like I said, autocomplete is good because you make all the importation for us. I call it first number edit text. Then I'm going to go here and edit text, first number edit text, receives, find view by ID, r.id dot first number edit text. You don't need to have the same name as the ID as the variable. You don't need that, okay? I just always try to put the same name. I think it's easier for me to remember, okay? Now we need one for the second one. Second number edit text. Number edit text receives find view by ID, r.id dot second number edit text. And before we do the buttons, I'm going to get also the result. So the result is not a text ID text, is a text view. So text view, result, text view. Yes. Yeah, you could. Yeah, actually that's actually is tabulated. No, you could do by the interface. Check the conversion. Check something. Okay. And now we want to do the buttons. So let's do the first one. So button plus button. We are going to do plus button receives find view by ID r.id dot plus button. Then just like we did on Monday, we are going to set the click listener of this plus button. So every click will happen and you active a method of us. Okay. So plus button set on click listener. Then I'm going to start typing new, and I'm going to select this first option. Why is that? A lot of code will appear here. If I try to type it, normally I'll probably make some minor mistake. Okay, so I have here. Also, every click that happens on the plus button, it will go to here, to this method here on click. Okay.
New view on click listener. What we create a new.
We have create an interface
Yes.
in order to fill the on-click requirement. So every time it clicks, it will go to here.
And the view, what is the view?
A view, every component that's on the screen is a view. In this case, it's like who receives on the click? The button. The button will be received here. So we can change attributes or something like that. Okay. So now I want to get a string equals first number the text, get text to string, and then I want to convert it to a number. In this case, I want to convert to a double. Num1 equals double value of auxiliary. And I want to do this exactly same thing for the second number, right? The code here on line 27, 28 is kind of like exactly the same of this one, just change the text, right? Oh, sorry, I messed up here. It's like, it's kind of like this. Okay, it's like this thing. On coding, we have a lot of principles for us to create good code. Okay, there's a lot of books talking about that. One is Clean Code book. It's a guy that was on the beginning of the creation of orienting programming. And one principle that he says is that if code keeps repeating, we should put as a method, as a function. Okay? Why is that? Because we're going to choose this for getting the first number, then getting the second number, for the plus, for the minus, for the times, and for the division. So let's create a method to do that. So our code will be easier to understand. How we can do that? We can create a function, private. We want to get double from edit text. So we're going to have this function here. That we are going to receive the text, get the text as a string, and then convert it to a double. And instead of have these two line here, I'm going to change this to okay. That way is easier for us to do what also? Maintenance of your code. To change things if something goes wrong or stuff like that. To find errors. Now we are going to do the operation. Result equals num1 plus num2. And then we are going to put the result back on the result text view. Set text result 2 dots plus result as a number that we put it there. Now we're going to test it. Press the play button. Okay, if you have this error as me, you need to go to Gradle parent. They did some stuff that the compile SDK is not work with 32. You need to change to 33. Let's go to build Gradle of the module MapRK calculator and change compile SDK to 33 and target SDK to 33. Let's try again. Okay, so I have here, let's try to do some math here. I do 6 plus 7 and result is 13. Okay, so the calculator is working. One thing about it that I said before, I said that all the text should come from the same file, but here I am hard coding some text. If I change language, it will not change here. So we should also get this result to dots from the string file, because I will have here defined here. Okay, so we could do that. We have here get string. The result's pretty much the same. So 8 plus 4. 12. Okay. But now if we change the text there on the string file, change here as well. Okay. If you change it here, for example, result, for example, I want to put a dot space here. It will change both here when I begin my application, but also every time I do the operation. Change here as well. Okay. Yes. Because you're trying to define a function inside another function. So not define there. You should define all the class. Outside on the same outside inside the class, not you are inside a function that you define another interface. Not like that. Okay. No, not that. Just the method that you are creating. Yes, yeah, probably. The not suppress also look like that. Yes, and also if you change, for example, language, it would be better. Because you just change there.
And for this function, you will the same purpose for this.
It's because you don't have like copy and paste code. You have a function. That way, if you need to implement something here, if you need to check the double value or something, you just need to check it here. Don't need to check for number 1, number 2, and so on. Okay. Yeah, because we should be able to push here. Ah, so you not have to be able to push. Okay, so it will have changed. The commit and have all of the change. Our code have one problem. If the user doesn't put any number on any of the ID texts here and press the operation, application crashes. That's not very good for the user, right? Because it doesn't know what happened. So we should deal with that as app programmers, app developers. How we can do that? What's happening there? Let's see what's the problem. To see errors, we have here logcat. Logcat shows all the logs from the application, from the system. So a lot of messages. But if you make the mistake, for example, I press plus here, it didn't show. Let's try again. It says here the error is a fatal exception, number creation format exception, empty string. On line 36, when you try to get the double value of the string, you cannot get it because it's not a double string. Okay? So we should try to avoid this mistake. Okay? So how can we avoid this mistake? We should do a try catch. What's a try catch? We should try to get the value of. If we have any problems here, we catch the problems and we can treat that. Okay? What's a good thing for us to do? If you have a mistake, we should tell the user the mistake. We should show a message to the user. Okay? Android has a lot of type of message. One is called toast. Why toast? Just like the bread, the idea of them. A toast comes from a toaster. What happens? It comes out of the toaster and disappear. That's pretty much the idea. It will appear a message and disappear. So we're going to create this toast message. Error on number. Input. we have the context. The context is needed to create this message. The text that I want to show, how much time, the duration that I want. You have short and short, or long, and to show the message. Now if I press play, if the user does not input, I press plus, error on number input, and it will disappear. Okay, this is called a toast message. Yeah. Why did I put here this on the function here instead of putting just here? So all this code that I created here, I need to do it 2 times. For each time I will get the value of only the text. So that's easier for me to implement stuff here, okay? Also, we have here hard-coded text. We should all the hard-coded text, all the text on my application should be on the string file. So I'm going to put on the string file. So I'm going to get this here, get on the string file, and create a string, error input. Now, instead of here get the text here, I'm going to get string dot string dot error input. So I get from the string file. Yes. At the space it doesn't find the issue.
So I should write the example of the, not just the type string. I type space.
Yeah.
I should have the
Yes, from the issue as XML space. Now we just need to do the other operations. So we have the button minus button mult button and button div button. One thing about it that we're going to do. For every button, we are going to get the number 1, get the number 2, and put the result. We're just going to change just this line here. We could copy all of this and do a version, or we could put on a function as well. We could have a function here, do operation. What can I pass it here that I will know the operation? I could put like an integer for you to know. Okay. But one thing I know that each number has is what? They have one specific ID. So I could pass the ID and then we know what to do. So I could do something like that. Do operation. Int ID. And I could do something kind of like this. All this, I'll take this off, put here on the operation, and check it here. Switch ID, case r.id dot plus button, I could have the same thing, but with the ID, I will do result num1 plus num2. And what will change here? I can ask for do operation and get the ID from this view here. Why I get from this view here? Because this onClick receives the view that was clicked. In this case, it's the plus button that has the ID plus button. So I have the same result. So 5 and 9 plus result. And I could do all the other operations with the same, practically the same code here. So it makes it easier. Okay? So let's do the other operation. For example, case minus button. We are going to put the minus here. And we're going to do the same code as here, just with the minus button. Also for the multi button. we have the same thing. And for the division, you're going to have the same thing. Okay? So now, if you have 5 and 3, and plus 8 minus 2 times 15, and division 1.666666. Okay? Yes? This complex here, you should not type it. And when the error input is to put on the error, yeah, you should not type this stuff here that appear here on the toast. It appear here. Context. This context does not exist. It's just a hint from the IDE. Okay, this doesn't exist. For example, if I try to delete this, it doesn't delete. Okay, I did not type this context. It's just a hint from the software. Okay. No, you don't type it. Yes.
And why he showed here our
It shows on your as well. It's just from the software.
okay.
It's just a error message. Yes, let me just put this code there for them. This is the string that you need to put for the error message.
Yeah, and for the buttons, on the function button, when I see
Yes, just 2 seconds for you to copy and I'll put. Okay.
The fact that the screen name, the last screen name error includes menu.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What does that mean?
That means that I'm defining an error message on the string file.
What is the error input in your Java code?
In my Java code, I'm getting this in order. When I put it here, like the other message then is not a number, for example, I put here an empty string. And I try to, it appears here as a message. The message comes from here. The text of the message comes from here.
How can you construct a relation between this XML and the cache identifier in Java?
With this get string, with the R class, I get from here. This is the code that you want?
I don't know, the code in the button.
This one here?
No. Yeah.
I still have one more thing to do on the code. What's that? If I type a number here and type 0 on my second number, oh, let's put that again, and 0 on my second number, and try to divide, I get infinity. I could check that. Okay, I could check also and put a message for them.